Well, we've got our coordinates. Now it's time to build our image map. So here I have text that has our coordinates, and I have an area tag right here that I'm going to fill in for this, and then I'll copy it down and we'll fill in the right stuff for that. So let's get going. The first thing we're doing is the building, and that was this part over here, you remember. And so the shape here was going to be a rectangle. So RECT means rectangle, and then we need the coordinates. These are the coordinates here of the upper right, or upper left corner of the rectangle. So I'll copy those, drop them in here, and I'm going to put in another comma. And here were the ones of the lower right rectangle over there. So I'll take that and drop them in there. Oops, not in the href part, right here. Okay, and so I have this area done. Now I still have the href and the alt to do, and in the alt we know that this is going to be the building, so I'll just say, I'll just say a building for that part, but I'm still going to have to put in the href when the time comes. And now we'll take this, make a copy, come down here and go on to the next one. So here is the bush. I think I'm going to say inside a building because that's what the image is going to be. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure I'm perfectly accurate. And so here we come down to the bush, and that was this thing here. And you'll remember that we used a circle for that. So the shape will be circle. And the coordinates, I'm going to have these coordinates here. And those are going to, I'm just going to do this. All right, so I have two. Those give me the center, and then you'll remember I did this subtraction here in order to get the radius, and so that radius is the last coordinate that I need, and here we're going to say bushes. That's going to take us to this picture here where we're going to see a bunch of bushes. All right, now we have our two polygons. So I'm going to take this, copy again, bring it down here, and since this is going to be a polygon, the type will be poly, and this is going to take us to the cobblestones when we get it in place. So I'm going to put here cobblestones as the alt part, and now let's drop in the coordinates. So these are the coordinates of the first point. That was the one I think we started here, right? We started here or there, here, and then we work our way around. So that's our first point. So I'll put that in. Oops, I want a comma. Then I'll get the next set, the next pair of points here. Drop those in, comma, this set, and drop them in. This set, drop them in, and the last pair right here. And I drop those in. And now this is being forced to wrap around, so I'm just going to put a new line in there. All right, and so here we have the first set, here we have the second pair, here we have the third pair, the fourth pair, and the last pair. Just want to make sure I got those right. Then I'm going to take this and bring it down here. And now I have these coordinates to drop in. So I'm going to start with those. And it's a polygon as well, so I don't have to change that. So I'm just going to put this in as the whole thing to make sure I don't leave anything left over. So that's the first pair. This is the second pair. This is the third pair. And this is the fourth pair. just like that. Now remember, it's this little flower bed here that we're doing with these, and that's going to take us to the picture of a flower. So here I'll just put a flower, and I'm going to bring this up a little bit, and now we're going to actually make the map itself. I'm going to save what I've done so far. And so here, I think I'm going to just put some kind of a double line here to take care of that. So for the map itself, we use map tags, and it has an open map tag, and I'm going to have to come back and add something to that later. And we have a closed map tag. All right, now in the open map tag, I have to give it a name. That's how it's going to be identified. The image itself will connect back to the map by this name, and I'm just going to say the park as the name of the map. And now inside the map, all I have to do is drop in my areas. So there's my first area, and here's my next area. Drop that in. We'll drop this one in. And we'll drop this one in. So now we have our map. We have the open tag for the map right here. It has the name of the map. We have the closing tag, and then we've put our areas in here. The order that we put our areas in doesn't matter. What does matter is that our areas should not overlap. Do not overlap the areas, okay? Bad thing to do. But as long as we don't overlap them, I could have had this as the last one. I could have had this as the first one. I mean, I could have taken this one here and made it first. Doesn't matter, as long as they're all in there and they don't overlap. Now in our next video, we're going to see how we actually connect them to the image.